What's happening, Coach? Brandon Hofer here with the Online Coach Creator. Today I want to give you the top 3 mistakes that you are likely making as a new online coach and why it is killing your business. So these are also, it overlaps with the top 3 mistakes that I made as a fitness coach and how it did really kill my business. So the first one is being coach focused rather than client focused. Now, what I mean by this specifically is when I was starting out as a personal trainer, I was so focused on what I wanted to do. I said, I want to coach people. I want to teach yoga classes. I want to write programs. I was 100% focused on the types of activities that I wanted to do because I thought, well, I'm going to enjoy these activities as a career, as a professional pursuit. Therefore, this is what I want to do. Now, initially, there's nothing wrong with that motivation, right? In fact, very often, the desire to do the new thing is what helps you make that transition from what you're doing currently into the field of coaching. But how do we take that initial desire, that initial drive, and make it into something more mature and a little more long-term? What I mean by becoming client-focused rather than coach-focused is that you are 100% dialed in into what outcome you provide for your client, and you're completely focused on how to get that result for that client. Now, will that naturally involve the thing that you love to do? Absolutely. It's just that by shifting your focus to your client first, you're able to provide those high-level outcomes and at the same time still do the things that you love to do, those coaching activities that drew you to this industry in the first place. I'll tell you ahead of time, as soon as I made this transition, and this is when I was an in-person personal trainer, not even an online coach, when I made this transition, all of a sudden I was set free to design new programs, to work with people in new ways, and big picture, have more fun doing it while making stronger, more meaningful connections with my clients. So that's number 1, is making the transition from being coach focused to client focused. Number 2, the number 2 mistake that most new coaches make as they're transitioning into the online space is not understanding how people actually change. So we think that people are going to make new decisions and change their life, whatever the category might be, right? Health, nutrition, relationships, finances, their business even. We think, oh, they're going to make new decisions and change their life situation or their business situation because my teaching is so great, because I'm so motivational, because I'm going to walk them through the process, because I'm going to help inspire them. And yeah, those kind of play a little bit of a role. It is one of the variables, but the primary reason that people change is because they themselves make a new internal decision and a commitment to a new decision and a new process. Now, many of you have heard me talk about the book, Motivational Interviewing. Fantastic book. It lays out the process through which you can evoke change within another person, meaning that everyone already has within themselves all of the reasons why they should or shouldn't do a thing or not do a thing. So what that means is everybody is already poised to change. And if you're the coach, if you're the service provider, if you're working in a client-centered business, your task, your responsibility is simply to help someone uncover their own desire to change, help them see all the reasons that they are already aware of why they should make a new decision, and then guide them through that process. So misunderstanding this principle, you will fight tooth and nail to try to sort of force somebody to make a new change, and that is not delivering a high level outcome for somebody in a service-oriented way. Instead, we acknowledge that people have that inner drive and that motivation within, and we as the coach, as the service provider, we are simply there to invite them into that process of change and help them see their own motivations and inner drives that have been there all along. And then the number 3 mistake that you're likely making right now, and that I made early on as well, is that you're thinking like a service provider first and a business owner second. The reality is you have to navigate both roles effectively, but if you're gonna jump into the online coaching space, if you're gonna become a powerful service provider, you have to be 100% dialed in as a business owner first and a service provider second. Now, practically speaking, what does that look like? It means immediately you make the mental shift out of the session by session mentality. Because if I'm first a service provider and then just focus on managing and running my business and the administration that's involved with that, if I'm focused on that second, I'm gonna miss out on a lot of the opportunities to grow my business as a business, not simply as a service that I provide for people. Now, here's the thing. Most coaches and consultants start out with the mentality of I'm the service provider second, and the net effect of that is usually we're running around all over the place trying to chase a client here, chase a client there. We get a client, we serve that client, great, but there's this huge roller coaster of revenue spikes, right? Like 1 month I do 20 grand, the next month I do 2 grand. There's no predictability, I have no systems in place. All I'm focused on is what can I do as the service provider? Instead, by making the leap to I'm a business owner first and a service provider second, we can now start to shape how we organize our business, how we organize our day-to-day activities, and the types of automations that we can slowly, systemically over time begin to introduce into the service that we provide. And it also allows us to be 100% completely focused on the outcomes that we provide, even if we are not as physically present to deliver those outcomes. What I'm saying is thinking like a business owner first and a service provider second is the ultimate path to your freedom. And I don't know about you, but I didn't start this online coaching gig so that I could be more trapped and more bound by my schedule. I started this so that I could still provide incredible value and service to other people, and at the same time, also free up new amounts of time freedom in my own life so that I could live my life by design. Remember, we always talk about life by design first, then design your business structure around that. So, quick recap, the top 3 mistakes that you're likely making right now. Number 1 is you're completely focused on, you're coach focused instead of client focused. Number 2 is that you don't understand how people actually change. And number 3 is you're thinking like a service provider first and a business owner second. If you're ready to make these changes so that you can continue to provide amazing levels of service and continue to grow your business, then I invite you click the link below to subscribe for more videos just like this so that we can help you build the business that you want so you can have the life that you deserve. We'll catch you next time.